Welcome back, everyone, to The Drive with Bob and Jamin. Today, Breece Hall joins us from Iowa State University, the nation's number 2 running back in terms of yardage, 1,260 yards. Iowa State ranked number 12. They are at home for their regular season finale Saturday against West Virginia. Breece Hall, you are having an amazing season. Do you have to pinch yourself sometimes?
No, I wouldn't say that. I really I put in the work, so I feel like I kind of expected it. It's been real fun just to see my team's success along with mine. So really, we're not done yet. So we're not really sitting here dwelling on it. We're always looking forward.
Absolutely, and you've had such a great season. After the season opening loss, it had so many of us scratching our heads because we all expected Iowa State to have a really good football team. Take us back to that day in September where you lost to Louisiana and how you regrouped, how this team has kind of regrouped and come together.
It was a regular day. We just came out and we didn't play how we were supposed to. We had a lot of missed assignments, lopes, and stuff like that. And really, Coach Campbell just told us that we really just had something to prove. We had to come back, and it was really on our seniors and our leaders on the team. We really just held each other accountable and came back to practice those next couple of weeks and just really worked our tails off. And, the results have shown.
Breece Hall, our guest, I want to get back to what's going on at Iowa State this season, but I do want to talk to you about your upbringing here in Wichita, your career at Wichita Northwest. You went to a 6A title game or a 5A title game with Northwest a couple years ago. They've been in 3 in a row now. And I know you had to be pulling for them big time over the weekend against Mill Valley. Came up just a little bit short again. Tell us about your love and affinity for Northwest High School.
Just going there, my sister went there for a couple of years, and just since middle school, I knew I wanted to play for Coach Martin. I knew I was going to go to Northwest, and since a freshman, I just felt like he always saw something in me. He was just always pushing me and some of the other kids in my grade just to be the best players we can be. And me and him are real tight. He's like a big brother, best friend, and he's like a father figure for me. So just to have him as a coach, he really just made me one of the best players I could be. And I feel like for him, he's always looking out for me. He's always checking on me, making sure I'm good. And whenever I go back to Wichita, I always see him and say what's up to him. So for me, just in high school, I didn't play varsity right away. I wasn't one of those top guys right away. So he kind of just groomed me and really just had me wait for my turn. And then once I got my shot, it just took off from there.
And it's interesting that you mentioned you weren't one of those top guys right away. You're not somebody who arrived as a freshman with a lot of notoriety and went right into the starting lineup. So where did it click for you, and when did the light bulb go off, and when did you become the kind of football player, the kind of running back that you've turned into?
Really just the summer going into my junior year. I was just really just hitting the weights hard and really just working out as much as I could, getting as much work as I could. And, I really just transformed my body, and it just really turned me into more of a physical, fast. I just got more physical, faster, and bigger than everybody. So that summer of hard work really just paid off for me. And then my junior year, I had a real big 2,000-yard season, and then that's when I started getting all my offers and some notoriety. And my senior year, I just kept on going. So it really just started from that summer going into my junior year.
Talking with Iowa State sophomore running back Breece Hall, the second leading rusher in the nation. It was interesting when you picked Iowa State. Take us back to that process, because that's not a school that I think a lot of people expected maybe that you would go with. Why was it Iowa State, and what has it been like in your 2 years at Iowa State?
They were my first offer, so just through the whole recruiting process, they were always hanging on with me. They communicated with me the most, and they recruited me and my family, so they would always be talking to my mom, my sister, my stepdad, just checking on them, building a relationship with them and making sure they were good. I had some of the bigger offers and everything like that, but I didn't really care for that. I really just wanted to go to a place where they had a plan set for me and places I thought I was going to be successful at. So some kids are wowed by the biggest schools, the big offers and everything like that. But for me, it was just going to a place where I knew I could be successful and where I knew I would just be set up to be the best Breece Hall I can be. So since I've been at Iowa State, it wasn't easy right away. I had to work for what I got. And going into my freshman year, I didn't really see a whole lot of snaps at the beginning of the season. And then Coach Campbell gave me a shot after half of the season. And once he gave me that shot, I really just took it and ran with it.
I'm sensing a recurring theme with you, Breece, and that's once somebody gives you a shot, you're not going to disappoint them. That's kind of been a defining factor of your life. Does that accurately describe you and your football pursuits?
I'm real hungry, and I've always worked to be the best. I've always wanted to be the best, so I feel like making me wait my turn, it always makes me even more hungry. It makes me work even harder, and it makes me really just hungrier. I don't take anything for granted, so once he gave me that shot, I really just took it as a time for me to show them what I can do and show them that, they recruited me for a reason and that they recruited the right kid.
And I'm going to assume that trait follows you in other areas of your life as well, academically, other areas that interest you. Are you hungry in all areas of your life?
Yeah, I always have strived to be successful in everything I do. My mom's always preached to me, you got to handle things at school and at home before you handle things on the field. So for me, I prioritize school, and then after I prioritize school, comes football and everything else. So I really just try to be successful in everything I do.
We're talking with Iowa State running back Breece Hall. I have to ask you about the pandemic because it's something that we all share in common. Everybody is dealing with it, no matter what they're doing, and I'm just curious how that's affected your life, trying to play college football through a pandemic. Iowa State has gotten through this with no interruptions. Do you kind of knock on wood with that, and what's it been like?
No, I feel like our coaches really got a good plan for us to stay in our bubble and really not put ourselves in any risk. And I feel like our players have really we've all held each other accountable, just making sure that we're always all doing the right thing and we're staying out of harm's way. So I don't feel like it's really we don't really need to knock on wood. We know what our plan is. We know what we can do. We know what we have set. So we're really just executing what our coaches have planned for us, and it's working. So we're just going to keep doing it.
We're talking with Breece Hall. You mentioned that tapping into potential, and you've tapped into a lot of your potential. What's left to tap into? Because I know you have high aspirations. You're only a sophomore in college. You've got at least 1 year left at Iowa State. What do you want your future to look like?
If you ask me, I feel like I'm nowhere near a finished product. I still have a lot to get better at because each and every week, Coach Campbell always finds something for me to get better at, or because he really just holds me at a higher standard. And so I feel like in this offseason, even the rest of this season, I have a lot that I can improve on. So I always see big things for myself because that's what I work for. So just that big success, that's always what I see for myself.
Was football always your sport, Breece? Was that the sport that you were always most interested in pursuing?
I'd say I was always good at it, but my first love was basketball. I was real big into basketball, elementary, middle school, and then high school. I don't know. Something happened. I just was more interested in football. So once I realized that football was what I wanted to do, it really just was full go with that.
Well, you are having a spectacular season, and we're very proud of you, all of us here in Wichita, of what you're doing, and that not just on the football field, but the young man that you are. And congratulations on everything that's going on, and good luck Saturday against West Virginia, and then in the Big 12 championship game, and then in the bowl game. Lots of exciting things coming up for you, Breece.
Thank you. I appreciate it.